So this one says the amount of radioactive substance remaining as it decays over time is A equals A naught times the quantity 0.5 raised to the T over H, where A represents the final amount. So A represents the final amount. A naught represents the original amount, and T represents the number of years, and H represents the half-life of the substance. Okay, so then carbon-14 has a half-life, H, of 5,730. Approximately how many years will it take for carbon-14 to decay to 10% of its original amount? So we start with the formula. The final amount A is equal to the original amount times 0.5 raised to the T over H, but we know that we've got some numbers to plug in. So essentially what we want to know is when is A going to equal 10% of its original amount? So remember, we could write this as a decimal, the original amount. So 10% of the original amount is 0.10 times whatever A naught is. So when this is A sub 0, but technically it's pronounced A naught, like N-O-T, like not there, no value. Okay. It's an easy way to remember it. But anyways, so I'm going to substitute that in. So I've got, for my original amount, I want that to be 10%. Or I'm sorry, the final amount, we want that to be 10% of the original amount. And I'm going to start plugging some numbers in. T raised to the T over H, but we know that H is 5,730. Okay. Then I notice that I can divide A naught out of both sides. In other words, if I divide this by A sub 0, which is also pronounced A naught, then this divided by this is 1, this divided by this is 1, and so in the next line I get 0.1 is equal to 0.5 raised to the T all over 5,730. Okay. Now, at this point, it looks like B to the Y equals X. Okay. And remember, we could convert that to log base B of X equals Y. And then solve. Okay. That's one way to do it. But before I do that, let me just make sure. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say log, and the base is 0.5. 0.5 of what? 0.5 of 0.1. Well, what's that equal to? T over 5,730. Now, that looks confusing, but remember that this thing right here, that's actually a number. Okay, that's a number, and we can find the value of that number by plugging it into a calculator. All right, so how do I do that? Well, I'm gonna go to my website real quick and use that calculator real quick.